I am Allie, and this is my wife, Megan. We actually met through online dating. She quite literally swept me off my feet. Ever since then, we've been literally inseparable. I wanted to be a surrogate because I have two beautiful kids of my own, and thinking about not having the chance to have them is life-changing. I was meant to be a mother. It's just heartbreaking to think that there are so many out there who think the same thing but can't do it. I just knew that if I could do this, it was something I needed to do. I heard about surrogacy because my sister-in-law actually was going through the process. I didn't realize that being a surrogate was so attainable. I was like, wow, this is something that people actually do. And so then I was like, I know this is it. I know that this is like something I was made to do. But I literally on the couch in her living room filled out an application and was like, we're doing this. Matching process went really quick. We kind of had asked what to expect timeline-wise. And they were like, well, it really just depends. After we sent our profile out, we got a message a day later. We were literally getting ready to get out of the vehicle and go into the gym, and I was like, pause! I was like, we got the profile.
She's reading it, she's starting to tear up, so then I read it and I started to tear up.
Like, it is this dramatic novel. We're just so in it. We knew we would be a little bit picky. We were like, if this is a big deal to us, and we want it, obviously it'll be a big deal to them, but we want it to for sure feel like we're confident in our choice. It was about 30 seconds into that Zoom meeting that we were like, oh my God, this just feels right. We were like, obviously like taking mental notes of like, we're gonna be logical about this, but in our hearts, we just knew like from the beginning, these are our people. Telling our kids about it happened pretty much instantly. We were just very clear with them of like, this is something mommy's interested in doing. How would you feel if mommy was pregnant and had a baby for someone else? And they were like, okay, but can we have one later down the road too? I'm like, yeah, sure, there's enough babies to go around.
Allie has been really good about expressing like, I'm just a home for the baby. I'm not the baby's mom. After mommy has the baby doesn't come home with us, but maybe one day we could go see the baby, and they get really excited about that.
Once we matched with Marilyn and Elena, we were like, showing them their profile pictures. They were so excited for them and for us. They've kind of just been our little cheerleaders throughout the whole process, and every time a milestone happens, they're equally as excited as we are.
They ask us to check the baby app every day.
Oh, they're like, how big's the baby today? Yes. So then we'll have to pull up and be like, the baby's the size of an avocado.
And they're like, an avocado!
We're all collectively as a family having a baby for them. I just remember feeling this overwhelming feeling of, I hope they love me as much in person. Like, I hope they still feel like this is like the right match. It was really good. We went to dinner that night and it just felt like I'd known them my whole life. They just feel like family already. And so I just knew it was as good for them as it was for me in that moment. I was like, okay, cool, we're vibing. I took my first pregnancy test like 3 days post-transfer, which is super early. And I had asked the girls beforehand, I was like, if I decide to take at-home tests, do you want to know the results of those? And they were like, only if it's positive. I was taking like a test or two a day from 3 days post-transfer until I got the first faint positive on day 6. I took it in a Chick-fil-A bathroom. I hid the test in my bag, and then I just like slid it across the table to Meg, and I was like, that's a positive. We're freaking out. We're like all giddy at the table like, oh my gosh. For the first ultrasound, which they try to detect the heartbeat and see how far along you are, it was in this little teeny tiny room, barely any room for even the bed. They're like, all right, there's the little bean. And here I am pouring tears. I'm like, that's the baby. It was just a really emotional moment to just really feel like everything that we as a group have worked so hard for has led up to this.
She had taken the test, we had done all the transfers, the doctor appointments and stuff, but that was the first time it really set in and was like, this is real.
tomorrow we have the 20-week anatomy scan, which is what the intended parents flew out here for, which we are so thrilled that they get to be here and be a part of that. These moments that we get to experience together are so few and far between, and we just feel so grateful that they're able to be here for this. As exciting as it is for us to get to see the ultrasounds and stuff, them getting to be there and see it in person is an unmatched feeling. We feel very grateful that they get to experience that. There's a lot of really rewarding aspects of surrogacy. The thing that has been really a driving factor since the beginning is like, I keep telling Megan, is like envisioning the moment that the baby's born and I get to see the girls like become parents and like hold their baby for the first time. Getting to see that and know that we were such a big part of that is just the most rewarding thing. If I knew someone who was considering surrogacy, obviously I would encourage them to do it. If it's something that they're thinking about and they can't get off their mind, to really like do their research and know what they're getting themselves into, because it is a process. It goes a lot deeper than just carrying a baby. With New Gen, you can tell from surrogate experiences that they care about the surrogate too. It's not just, we're using you as a baby factory and moving on. It was very much so, we love you and we care about you and we're like an advocate for you too. Just making sure they're very well informed while also knowing like it is worth it. Each thing that you accomplish will make you feel so proud. And if it's something that you feel like you are able to do, that I 100% believe that it's something you should do.